Hello and welcome to the Surrey and Borders Chaplaincy Thought for the Week. I'm Alisdair Semple, I'm one of the chaplains here. Sleep. About 2,500 years ago, a wise person wrote this: "The sleep of a labourer is sweet, whether they eat little or much. But as for the rich, the abundance of their wealth permits them no sleep." Question: have you ever been overwhelmed? Or have you ever found yourself caring for someone who had become overwhelmed? Life has seasons and moments that can be overwhelming. If you've never had an experience of being overwhelmed, the simplest way of describing it is that you no longer feel like yourself. You don't work the same way that you're used to. You are just overwhelmed. An experience of being overwhelmed is usually associated with elevated levels of anxiety, and it can go from there all the way up to a full-on panic attack. It's very unpleasant. About 6 months ago, I had an emotional crash. I'd not been sleeping well. I'd found sleep hard. Mind was running over things. And if I did manage to get to sleep, I was disturbed and woken up easily, and once awake, found it really difficult to go back to sleep again. I wouldn't have imagined that I was going to have a crash of any sort, but it was fairly predictable. When it finally came, it felt like a full-on physical illness, with headaches, brain fog, and pains, stomach pains, cramps, and an ongoing elevated sense of anxiety. I went to bed for about a week, somehow admitting to myself that I must actually have some sort of problem seemed to enable me to then start to be able to sleep, which was great. So what's helped since then? Well, a good team at work and supportive managers, real understanding at home, finding a therapist, and regaining sleep. All of these have helped. They've not sorted the underlying issue, and I'm still working on that. So why is this thought for the week called sleep? Well, because sleep, or a lack of it, was an early indicator that I had a problem that I needed to give attention to. The quotation at the beginning is from the book of Ecclesiastes, and the writer of Ecclesiastes observed that a simple life, an uncomplicated life, often allows for better sleep than a more complicated life, even if that more complicated life gives you more stuff. Ultimately, it's not about the stuff, but it is about being at peace with yourself, and being at peace with yourself means you're more likely to sleep, and, well, we all need good sleep. So, sleep. What about that? How are you sleeping? Do you have disturbed sleep? There is often an early warning that there is something underneath it that needs some attention. So if you have disturbed sleep, are you giving any attention as to why that might be? All I can say is I didn't. I ignored it. I wouldn't do that again.